Well, good morning, people. Welcome back to the old man in the corner. Not very grumpy this morning. Had a nice weekend. Yeah, another excellent live last night. It was members only on PAP. Always good for a giggle. Get yourself signed up. So, anyway, what are we seeing now? Well, plenty's been happening over the weekend. Um, we got Scotland Yard now has formed a new task force to try and sort out the complete clusterfuck that is the Met. And with the new commissioner, Mark Rowley, I'm not going to call him Sir Mark because, in my opinion, people that wear those uniforms don't deserve any titles, in my opinion. But he's appointed 130 detectives to do his dirty work and look into the corruption in the force. Well, I'd say on that they don't do very well at solving crimes committed against the public. They haven't solved many burglaries, so how do they think they're going to sort this lot out? You know, we got the corrupt investigating the corrupt. What could go wrong? So, and also the fracking debacle goes on. I talked about this the other day, as the Cabbage Patch Kids said they could restart with the consent of residents in the area affected. Well, that has now changed. It's if a majority of the residents in the area give consent. And they're not only asking consent, they're trying to bribe people into giving it now, apparently. With payments up to £1,000 that can be paid, apparently, allegedly, I haven't confirmed this, to residents that do consent, along with those that don't. So if they can push people to get it through, they push it through. They get consent, they get their money. And they also mentioned that there could be royalties involved, based on future gas prices and usage and production. Yeah, this could end up like the car scrapping scheme. We know how that run out of money. But hey. And oh, the animal rights rebellion, whatever, the freaks, whatever they're called, have been at it again now. This was an amusing one. This time they were filmed pouring milk over a table of cheeses. And their excuse is they want to highlight going over to plant-based food. Well, let me tell you, I like me milk, I like me cheese, and I like me meat. How about this, you fucking herbivores? Why don't I come and spray weed kill all your rabbit food, all your plants? How would you like that, you half-wits? You know, yeah, that's a good way of putting that. You know, I don't have a problem with you eating leaves. I don't protest about you just wanting to eat rabbit food, but you seem to have a problem with me eating meat. I'd suggest you get on with your own fucking sad little lives and stay the fuck out of mine. You're making yourself look stupid along the way. You really are. But we'll go back to Parliament again for a minute. It seems like they're full of mucky buggers. You know, the last one that we saw was during Boris's reign of terror. That was Chris Pincher, who went on a groping spree basically back in July. And Boris stood behind him over all the allegations. Well, he wouldn't want to stand in front of him, would he, if he's a bit like that? Well, we don't know with Boris. But Well, it seems now as if what was he, the trade minister, Connor Burns, only been in the bloody job 3 weeks, was on his way to being well pissed at one of the Conjob's boozy parties after the conference here in Birmingham last week. Was accused of lecherous behaviour towards a younger man. Now, did Truss do what Boris did and stood behind the guy? No. She didn't back him up at all. In fact, she asked him to leave the government. But there is an ongoing inquiry into these allegations, so we can expect some incoming bullshit or other after this. And she's still saying no blackouts this winter. I said this last week, she's still saying it. But the National Grid is obviously saying there is a possibility. And she's got no plans for it if it does happen. Well, she's got no plans for anything really, has she? But you can guarantee it won't be her fault. You know, there's going to be a fall guy for her fuck-ups, and it's not going to be her. Could be one of her staff. She seems to enjoy throwing them under the bus. But then on top of that, you got that lanky streak of piss Mog coming up with a propaganda campaign to educate us on how and when to use power. Now, on this, she did block it. I mean, she has said she will be doing away with the nanny state, so she did block it. Could this be because of how many millions this campaign would have cost? I don't know, but at least she's kept her word on that. You know, we get enough campaigns and propaganda as it is, don't we? I mean, look at what she's done in Prague. Now, again, allegedly, I can't be confirmed because she hasn't stood up and said anything yet. But it does look like they took a vote and it was unanimous that the UK can rejoin the Euro, or what was it called? Something to do with the military anyway, in defence. So God knows how much this is going to cost us, how many billions. And like I said, is she trying to sneak in through the back door, take us back into Europe? Well, the indications are looking like that, but you know, she's always said we want to break away from what's being done there. She wants us to have our independence and stand alone, but she's taken us back into it all. Don't make sense to me. But I dare say this week we'll hear from her, see what bullshit she's got to say. But to end with, the campaign started again now, just as I said it would. Couple of cold days, and all of a sudden the lurgy rears its ugly head again, with apparently, this is according to mainstream media, so 1 in 50 hospitalised with it. Well, I don't believe that, because the government themselves put out that 9 out of 10 that are hospitalised have been jabbed, so but that's against probably 20 in 50 that have got the regular flu or some other virus. You know, I personally think that's mainstream media playing silly buggers again, trying to wind us all up, as they do. But for those of you that have been destroying your immune system for the last couple of years, that you've lost control of it, the time is up now. You've got to go back in for your next fix, you know, to keep you alive. And those of us that are free thinking enough to have just got on with our lives will get on with our lives without being addicted to propaganda and drugs. So anyway, guys, I'll leave it there for today. I'm trying out a new layout here again. Hope it works. It seems to be. But until the next one, my respects for your support, my respects to each and every one of you as an individual. And until we go and meet again, stay safe, stay strong, stay absolutely free from this propaganda, because that's all it is. Respects, guys.